Most people talk about lifestyle inflation. As you earn more, you start upgrading to a bigger place or a nicer car. Suddenly, you're stuck on a treadmill, working harder to pay bigger bills, saving very little, and ending up right where you started, just with fancier stuff. But there's a different path not many people will talk about: lifestyle arbitrage. It's about living smarter, not harder, choosing where and how you live so that you can save at an accelerated pace while still enjoying a higher quality of life. I've been in Bali for a few weeks now, and I thought that this would be the perfect time to share 7 intentional decisions I made that completely changed both my lifestyle and my finances. These are the choices that let me save aggressively, all while living the life I used to dream about. So let's jump right into it. Number 1, minimalist lifestyle. One of the first decisions I made was to embrace minimalism. Did you know that the average American household has over 300,000 items? All that stuff costs money, space, and mental energy. Marie Kondo talks about this in The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. Only keep what sparks joy or adds value. Living minimally made it so easy to rent out my place fully furnished and travel for a year. All I took with me were 2 suitcases, and honestly, it felt freeing not being tied down by stuff. Even when I travel for a month, I usually just bring a carry-on. I realized the lighter I pack, the richer the experience feels, because my focus is on the trip itself and not managing things. Even if you rent, less stuff still helps. When your lease is up, it's easier to move into a cheaper apartment across the city or even halfway across the world. As Joshua Becker, author of The More of Less, says, the first step in crafting the life you want is to get rid of everything you don't. My philosophy is to own one quality item and use it until it's done, instead of stockpiling or having 5 different versions. To me, being a minimalist isn't just about having less stuff. It's a lifestyle choice that ties into our next point. 2, intentional purchases. Hand in hand with minimalism, I try to be intentional with the purchases I make. That means I buy things that make my life easier, that I'll actually use often, and ideally have multiple purposes. I see every dollar as a worker, and I ask myself, am I sending my money to work for me, or am I wasting it on something fleeting? My favorite way to get around the dopamine hit of buying something new is to move it into my cart and wait at least 24 hours. Once that moment passes, I'd say 80% of the time, the urge disappears. For me, I'm a huge sucker for gadgets. Once in a while, I would scroll through Amazon, and one day I found this fancy espresso machine. I drink coffee every day, so I convinced myself it was a smart purchase. But the truth was, I already had a perfectly good coffee maker that worked just fine. And I realized I only wanted the dopamine hit of buying something new. After putting it in my cart, I completely forgot about it the next day, which saved me money and kept my kitchen counter clutter-free. So I made a rule for myself: one in, one out. Unless the old one breaks, I don't really upgrade. And by skipping that impulse, I saved a few $100s and avoided being tied down by more stuff. 3, stop caring about the Joneses. 51% of Americans admit they overspent just to impress someone else, and 56% of those ended up in debt because of it. Among Gen Zers, 62% say that they feel financial pressure to keep up with others. Basically, if your friend gets a new BMW, you're more likely to want one too. And I think it's easy to get swept away in the passive competition of who has the nicer house or nicer car. And I almost fell into the same trap. I was tempted to buy a luxury car, not because it was practical, but for the status symbol. Logically, it made no sense. I work from home and drive maybe once a week, but I caught myself daydreaming about how validated I would feel behind the wheel, as well as the little ego boost of I made it. I'll be spending tens of thousands just to impress other people. Instead, I came to my senses and I chose to invest that money, which gave me financial security and peace of mind, as well as options to travel, take risks, and make life choices without financial strain. Now, if luxury items genuinely bring you happiness, that's fine. But studies like those by Elizabeth Dunn and Michael Norton in Happy Money show that spending on status and material goods don't increase happiness. Instead, purchases tied to experiences, connection, or shared meaning create long-lasting joy. So the next time you're tempted by a big purchase, ask yourself, is this really what you want, or are you just keeping up with the Joneses? 4, spend on what truly matters. Once you stop worrying about what other people think, you can finally focus on what truly matters to you. So what do you value? Is it having a financially stable household for your family? Is it traveling and experiencing the world? Or is it just pushing yourself to try new hobbies hobbies and grow in ways that challenge you. For me, that's experiences. I can't justify spending $1,000 on a designer bag, but I'll happily spend that on a flight. Traveling and trying new things gives me unforgettable memories, new perspectives, and helps me grow as a person. I see traveling as an investment in myself with the highest ROI, return on investment. It's like a 2-for-1. I enjoy the experience in the moment and I carry the lessons and stories for life. And a bag simply can't do that for me. 5, freedom from attachment. When you're not tied to stuff, you can move countries, change jobs, or make bold financial choices without fear. I used to think I had to stay in Canada to run my business and maintain my friendships. There was comfort in that. At the same time, I could predict exactly how my life would play out over the next 5 years, and that scared me more. So I made the nerve-wracking decision to rent out my place and travel for a whole year. The day I had to approve the rental, I almost backed out. But 2 quotes stuck with me. The first is, if you don't take this opportunity, will you regret it? And the second one was, choose the path that tells the greater story. Based on those 2 quotes, the answers were very clear to me. Yes, I'd regret it later. And the greater story, that was definitely traveling and seeing the world, not staying at home and wondering what if. And that gave me the courage to let go. Yes, moving to a new place comes with challenges, new culture, new routines, new people, but that's where the growth happens. Letting go of attachment gave me the freedom to explore a lifestyle I never thought possible. 6, geographic arbitrage. Now let's talk about the big one. Lifestyle arbitrage through location. This is where the magic really happens. Tim Ferriss made this concept popular in his book, The 4-Hour Workweek, where you earn in a strong currency and you spend it in a cheaper country. Back in Vancouver, rent can be $3,000 a month for a basic apartment. Here in Bali, you can live in a villa with a pool for less than half of that. A smoothie bowl is $4 instead of $15, and a massage is $15 instead of $100. And according to Numbeo, Bali's cost of living is about 42% lower than Vancouver's. That means I get more luxury while saving more at the same time. By leaving Vancouver, I've been able to enjoy a higher quality of life at a fraction of the cost, and that helped me accelerate my savings. 7, digitize your skill. To truly live this way, you need a skill that can move with you. And no, you don't have to be a coder, a marketer, or a salesperson, even though those are the most classic digital nomad jobs. Whatever your profession, there's always a way to digitize your skills and make them transferable. I know because I did it myself as an accountant. By shifting my work online, I created the freedom to take my career anywhere in the world. Another example is one of my clients who is a nurse. At first, he felt stuck in the hospital system, but he spotted a need that he understood better than anyone: staffing shortages. So he launched a nurse staffing business and scaled it to 7 figures in just 3 years. Another client, also a nurse, took a completely different approach. Instead of building a business around staffing, she digitized her experience directly by offering online medical consultation services. Both examples show that it's not about the profession itself, it's about how you adapt your skills to work in a digital or scalable way. And by digitizing your skills, you gain the freedom to move anywhere. Maybe that's relocating to a lower cost city like Calgary instead of Vancouver, or even moving abroad like Valencia in Spain or Bali in Indonesia, where your money goes further. So those are the 7 decisions that helped me design my lifestyle while saving aggressively at the same time. And if you've been caught in the lifestyle inflation, maybe it's time to flip the script and think about lifestyle arbitrage instead. Because sometimes the smartest money moves isn't earning more, it's living smarter. So which of these 7 resonates most with you? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you're interested in what I'm up to during my travels, make sure to check out my second channel, which I'll link over here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!